Former Botswana President, that is Khama Ian. In fact, Khama Ian Khama is one of the presidents in Southern Africa who has always Zimbabwe and who has always confronted the demagogues in Southern Africa and told them to their face the truth. The man never disappoints. Once again, he has properly characterized Emmerson Mnangagwa, while the useless SADC leaders sit and watch the political situation in Zimbabwe deteriorating without speaking a word. This man has stood up and he is speaking up against the demagogue. That is Emmerson Mnangagwa, properly characterizing him as a power-hungry president. And that is what exactly he is. Greetings and your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. I think Ian Khama would always be a friend to the people of Zimbabwe. He has always fought for the people of Zimbabwe. Even when he was a president, he always stood up to Robert Gabriel Mugabe and told him that he was a demagogue and told him that he was actually abusing the rights of the people of Zimbabwe. He is one leader, a brave leader, who always spoke truth to power even when he had power. And once again, he has never disappointed. With the news of the power-hungry Emmerson Mnangagwa in the of implementing the illegal constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026. Ian Khama has spoken, and this is how he spoke yesterday. He says, here we go again. Another power-hungry president has the constitution amended through rigging and cash inducements to extend his term of office. And this is how Mnangagwa has extended his term of office. It has been through rigging. The process has been rigged. The process is unconstitutional, and the bill itself cannot be constitutional. We've seen him bribing members of parliament, and he has called him the who he is. This is what we call speaking truth to power. Speaking truth to actually a power-hungry demagogue, an old and tired power-hungry demagogue. And he says cash inducement to extend his term. We've seen cash flying all over. MPs were promised 30,000, even though they only received 10,000, and some never received a cent after the promises. That is ZANU-PF for you. If you decide to side, and if you decide to actually make covenant with the thieves, with the people who disrespect and undermine the rights of the citizens. This is what you get at the end. This bill has no blessings for the people of Zimbabwe, and I can attest to you it will never sail through. He continues to say Zimbabwe has now become the latest in a growing list of countries whose presidents wants to cling to power and manipulate the constitution to achieve that. Examples include, look at, Africa sometimes is so cursed. Paul Biya, 43 years in power and 93 years old. The man can hardly stand, but he still wants to hang in power. Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, 40 years in power and 81 years old. Rwanda, Paul Kagame, 26 years in power and counting, and 60 years old, 68 years old. Political assassinations, fabricated charges and detentions, kidnappings and disappearances, as recently in Tanzania and Uganda, are the modus operandi of these and other such tyrants. Zimbabwe and its long-suffering people have been subjected to the same from the days of Kukuraundi to present day. And as I told Honorable Job Sikala at the launch of his book, footprints in the chains, that the only thing that has changed since Rhodesia and Ian Smith is the name of his country and that of its leaders. Oppressors come in all colors. You see, this man, I like this man. I like Ian Khama. And thank you very much for standing for the truth. I can see even in the comment section, someone saying, thank you, President. That is Omongwe Samuel Ramakoba saying, thank you, President General Dr. SKIK, for speaking up. It is important that you speak for as much respected experienced leader. Your voice carries such a weight and would give courage and hope to many. What is happening in Zimbabwe is really disheartening and embarrassing indeed. Many of us had expected a lot of changes for the better when President Mnangagwa exploited regional sympathy to push out the dictator Mugabe from power. But we have since been disappointed. Painfully, our current government seems to scare off the men, whilst President Ramaphosa is poised to sustain his unbecoming behavior. This is so bad for Southern Africa. Indeed. And Mzi Justin Chauke saying, the only one who speak the truth without fear and favor. You can see that, leaders who are not bribed, leaders who stands for the people, and men and women of integrity, of high moral order, like Ian Khama, they do not shy away to speak the truth and to stand for the people. Why? Because they cannot be easily compromised. In fact, they cannot be compromised. Ian Khama, having left the presidency in Botswana, he has suffered also a lot, especially from the person who took over from him, trying to arrest him, trying to claim his life. But he survived and came back. Now he is in his home country, and he is still speaking truth and power to the leaders of Southern Africa, and in fact the African continent. What is happening in Zimbabwe is very, very bad. It should never be sugar-coated. It should be emphatically said as it is. Mnangagwa should be stopped. Mnangagwa should not be, no matter how he manipulates the state institutions. At the end of the day, this embarrassment has to come to an end. And thanks to the president of Botswana, that is Ian Khama, for characterizing the situation in Zimbabwe as it is. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Signing out. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet